So very similar to the code on how to find the last row of data, now we are going to go over how to find the last column of data. So within our VBA logic module, let's add a new sub and name it last COL, short for column. Now once again, I'm just going to write out this line of code and then I will go back and explain each section of the code. So let's type in LC for last column equals cells, open parentheses, 1, comma, columns, dot count, close parentheses, dot end, open parentheses, XL to left, close parentheses, dot column. So we should be familiar on how cells references a range, which takes a row number and a column number. So this piece of the code is counting all the columns in the Excel worksheet on row 1. So if we click in cell F1 and use the shortcut key Control right arrow, this takes us to the last cell in row 1. And end XL to the left is equivalent to the shortcut Control left arrow. So from this cell and then Control left arrow, it takes us to the last column with data in it on row 1. And then dot column returns the column number of the cell that end XL to the left takes us to. So if we add a message box returning the last column and run our sub, let's see what we get. Our last column returned 5 because on our worksheet within row 1 the last column with data in it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we add data to cell F1, our sub would return 6, and so on. But if we added data to cell F2, and we wanted to find the last column with data in it, we need to change our code to cells row 2 columns.count. So it will look in row 2 instead of row 1. So this is how you can find the last column of your data set. And this could be very useful to loop through your columns and add or change your header names or add a formula to the right of the last column. So the lines of code for finding the last row and the last column are very powerful codes to know how to use inside of VBA, and I strongly recommend remembering them and putting them to use when possible.